Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make pickled onions with some spicy peppers. So let's go outside and pick some ingredients. We'll come back and I'll list them out for you. Okay, and the ingredients you're going to need are, I usually go with either 2 or 3 red onions, depending on the size of the container you're using. I'm using this soup container here, because these don't last very long around my house. So if you're gonna store them longer, it's best to use like a glass container. So whatever size you use, based on that size, judge how many onions you will need to fill it up. And then you're going to need some garlic, around 3 large cloves are good. And then you're going to need some peppers. I use the Thai peppers because other members of my family don't like too much spice, so we're gonna go a little bit toned down. But if you like really hot stuff, then you can add some super hots to them. One super hot is good enough to like heat up this container, so that should be all you need. Herbs are optional. These are sage and rosemary. You don't need them, but they'll give you the onions, the pickled onions, a really good smell to them. So because I have them, we're going to use them. We're going to need some salt. Kosher salt are great when you do any canning or pickle stuff. And then you will also need sugar. These are cane sugar. You can choose to use whatever you want. And finally, we're going to use some white vinegar. So I'm going to list exactly how much I use in the description, so make sure to check there if you missed the video. So let's go ahead and begin. So first we're going to chop the onions into pieces. So that's usually what I do. I cut them in half and then I'll slice them into the thickness that I prefer. And this is preference, so cut it however thick you want. And then we're going to add it to our container. Okay, 2 onions fit perfectly into here. I remove all of the old parts, and that is what it looks like now. Next, we're going to add some garlic to it. And to add garlic, you want to kind of like crush the garlic like that and put them in here. And then you can add your herbs in here. We have 2 leaves of sage. You can add as much as you like, but usually around 2 leaves are good for a container this size. And we're going to add some rosemary. These are fresh rosemary. Okay. And now we're going to get some peppers that we picked, and these are the StarrScream. And also I'm going to add some of these King Star peach pumpkins. And you see these, I call it pumpkins because you can actually carve faces into here and it looks like a jack-o'-lantern. So we'll add just one of this for a little bit flavor. Cut this in half. And then we'll just add it to there. And the rest we're going to add, these are my Kangstar StarrScream. And I also picked one of the white tie, so I'm gonna add a few of those in there. And you want to cut them in half because you want the flavor and the heat to come out. Look how beautiful it is right now. So next we're going to make our brine. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, the brine is really simple to do. So what we're going to use is a pot here, and what we need to add is 1 cup of water and 1 cup of vinegar, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And that is it. So let's go ahead and cook this. Okay, the next step is to boil the brine and make sure everything comes to a boil. And then we're going to take it off and allow it to cool. And then we're going to pour that on top of our onions. So this should take just a few minutes. You want everything to be dissolved. Okay, everything is boiling, so now we should turn it off. And then we're going to take this off and allow it to air cool until everything is room temperature. We'll just let it sit for a while. Okay, my brine is cooled now, so it's ready to be poured onto here. So we'll go ahead and add it. Okay. So make sure there is enough liquid to cover everything. I just need to push it down a little bit, but that is it. Then we're going to close this up and then put it into the refrigerator, and then within the next day you can start to use it, and that is it. So you can adjust if you like, but that's usually how much I use. And the salt and sugar, that's up to you. You can use less or more. And also the peppers, you can also use less or more, so adjust according to your liking. But that is pretty much how I make my pickled onions, and these things are amazing with some hot peppers. It just adds that nice kick to it. So that is it, guys. If you made this, share your ingredients, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and thank you so much for watching.